Lifers Podcast. Get with it or get forgotten.
Where do you guys think Perry goes from here? I was thinking Pettis, Hill, or Maya. Looking at the rankings, I mean, Hill's far fetched.
I was talking to one of my friends. They said Lawler, and I'm not against it.
They should have booked that a while ago.
Huh?
Should have booked that a while ago.
I know, but like, where's Lawler at nowadays? Like, honestly,
Good
like
payday.
Lawler's always there to murder. Like he'll put hands on anybody. That's just that's a fact. But if they got any skill set that can get past that, then that's when you're in trouble. But I think him and Perry would be a good fight. That might be too high for Perry. I don't know. But I like all the things you said too, though.
I think if you're the UFC, you give him fights that are going to be exciting because he's not going to beat anybody in the elite rankings. So you give him.
And it's crazy because he came close a few times. It wasn't a bad Ponzinibbio fight. The Joban, he was outclassed.
Yeah,
and, I
thought I still feel like Ponzinibbio ran from him when he did win for most of that fight. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get hit by Perry? He does hit hard.
He was really acting like Stylebender out there.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
Shit.
Stylebender Romero.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, like Condit Diaz, UFC 143. That was probably
he's hitting with some vicious leg kicks.
Jesus, head kick, leg kick. But I mean, I think Perry has all the tools to be really successful in the UFC, but it's just a matter of he sharpens those tools.
Right.
Just from what I know, he's not very. Some martial artists like to drill a lot,
right?
And that's where the perfection of your craft comes, And you see in high level MMA the jump from each fight for certain fighters, or a jump from like a 5-fight win streak, how much better people get, And he kind of looked the same to me. He literally looked the same to me. Gall couldn't keep up.
Me personally, he looked worse.
He looked worse. He fought a lesser opponent.
Not like in a bad way. Like it was like I said, I enjoyed the fight when I watched it, but like some of his strikes were coming out weird. And he's had other fights where he's looked much crisper, much cleaner. The jabs were straight. Everything was just cleaner. The elbows were sharp. Like here, he was like throwing like a little bit weird punches in here and there.
Wait, did you think
it wasn't his natural.
Oh no, I'm just saying like in fights in general, like his striking was cleaner.
I didn't see a jab last night.
No.
He threw.
No, I said he's like Garbrandt. He's just gonna rely on the hook, bro.
True. He goes cowabunga.
Yeah.
I thought his ground game looked good. Gall's a black belt, and for him to control, take him down, take him back,
and not even be scared, really.
Gall has competed against. If you guys are big jiu-jitsu nerds, this guy named Gordon Ryan. He's #1 in the world.
Right.
He's competed against Gordon Ryan. There's that touch of competing with a very high-level athlete.
100%. Yeah, he's definitely a legit black belt for sure.
I think that's what makes Perry so exciting, is that he's kind of a wild card. Like he's not scared to kind of get into the depths of the bullshit to kind of make the fight exciting or to try to get the dub. Like,
So it makes you think, how good is Jeff Neal?
Jeff Neal's really good. Jeff Neal's as good as Leon Edwards. So whereas they're both really good, but neither one of them have beat that guy that's going to put them over.
And that would have been Woodley.
Really tested.
Right. It would have been Woodley, but he still hasn't had it though.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? When Jeff Neal got that Perry fight, apparently he was serving tables, and then got.
Yeah, he went back to serving again.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I mean, obviously not now, but wow, what a payday, huh? You're in the UFC and you're still in the industry. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It just shows that the UFC doesn't pay as much as it could.
Shit. Who else are we talking about? I want to give a quick mention for the Hansen fight, who was like a female fighter, fought Freya?
Yeah, Jinyu Frey, the former atom weight Invictus champion.
Invictus champion, yeah.
Both Invictus. Yeah. And I thought I when I heard the fight, I was like, that feels like a win for Jin. Like it feels like more of a setup, but Kay Hansen's legit. Like she's a beast. Like I've watched all her fights in Invicta and a few other places as well. Like I knew she was going to come out and be tough for sure.
Another 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu student who, I mean, her striking obviously needs to be a lot better.
Right. But she's young too. Was she like 20 years old?
She's 20. Yeah. But her and the Cooper kid, or Hooper, Are they two
Yeah,
younger?
Super. Yeah,
Yeah,
T.
Super
Super.
Is the only other fighter that's younger.
No, that's how you know how young she is. If you
Yeah.
need a comparison, yeah.
Legit, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, she looked really impressive, man. I mean, I think just if she can get her striking up to par, I mean, she saw the adjustments she needed to make. That she was like, all right, I can't mess. Like you could tell, Frey was just too fast for her when it came to the stand up. She was getting
Right.
there.
But you got to know, yeah, she made the proper
Before-
adjustments. I liked it because Ronda shouted her out afterwards. Like, that was a nice arm wrestle, like some shit. I
Hell
would
yeah.
do that.
Right.
You know?
I mean, and she's, granted, Frey was, I think, 35, obviously, so she's got the experience behind her.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
To me, I thought maybe Kate would have been faster because she's a younger fighter, but it was.
No, but she's more of a grappler.
Yeah, it was,
like
but it was really
muscle-based.
surprising to see Frey kind of just be able to just be like, no, you're not gonna outstrike me. That's for sure.
Right. 100%. Like, but that's obviously Frey's a specialist on the feet more than on the ground and vice versa.
Yeah. It was. I like that fight, and the Brandon Allen and
Two top prospects.
What's his last name? I can't remember.
It's hard to pronounce. Like Dawkins.
Dawkins.
Yeah, Dawkins. Yeah.
Really great fight. Can't believe a judge gave Brandon Allen that round, the third round somehow, and because it was a 30-27.
It was crazy that the other guy, Dawkins, was it? Dawkins won, right? Yeah, it was crazy that Dawkins came back. When Dawkins came back, he came back, bro. He's like, you might have hurt me in that first round, bro, but I'm gonna get on your ass. And
Dawkins was the one that lost. Brandon Allen won, but Brandon Allen. Yeah, Brandon Allen was the one that won. He was. I mean, he was getting pummeled that third round.
Right.
And, I mean, the 15 seconds. I'm wondering if those 15 seconds at the end, considering he got Dawkins back, that maybe that's how the judge was able to give him that third round. But
also, these judges are suspect at best.
Gosh, man, it's bad though. Some of these are like really, really bad.
We absolutely, in the fighting world, we need a reform for judges. What is going on?
100%.
It's been a long time, and we still haven't figured it out. It needs to be an ex-judge, unbiased, with skills, who has skills. And maybe there should be a grappling judge who's just a grappler, or a striking judge, or a wrestling judge. One of those three, and then one being a mixed martial artist, maybe like 4 or 5.
I just want to see these judges watch a fight, judge the fight, and then break down every aspect of what they saw. How did you decide that this person won this round? What did they do? And just like play the round, like show me what you saw that made this guy win the round. Like because they don't answer to anyone, they'll never. I don't think it'll ever.
You know what I enjoy about Bellator? The live round by round scoring. Whether it's maybe true or not, it's by like the analysts. They're on.
That's one of the things that I've always loved about Bellator. At the end of
Bellator's underrated
round, they were breaking down the scores of how they thought it was going and stuff like that. And I was like, I wish they did that in the UFC. And I think Invicta tried doing live round by round as well.
I've always been a big believer in Joe Rogan has mentioned it on his podcast about having like a committee, like get 10 former fighters, coaches, people that are experienced in the MMA world, let's say retired, whatever the case is, that are willing to be participants as judges, and have 10 people or 8 people, have more than just 3 or 4, have a good amount of guys that if majority of them say that this person won the fight, if 7 out of 10 people say this person won, guess what? They most likely won that fucking fight.
Right.
It's split 5 and 5. It's a legitimate fucking draw. There's 5 and 5 guys. I feel like if the more eyes you have, the better you can actually judge something, because you have more eyes, and especially if it's professional eyes and people that have been there and people that understand the ground game, and they're still using boxing measurements of fighting. Like you can't, the point system, like you can't use that for MMA. It's a different thing, You can't, what if a guy goes for a takedown, just because he takes him down doesn't necessarily mean he's winning. Did he do something when he took that takedown?
Right.
Did he inflict any damage, or did the guy get back up? If a guy's constantly just taking somebody down but isn't doing anything with that position, then they're not winning. But some of these guys see that and say, "Oh, well, look, he took him down like 5 times, so obviously he won that round." No,
I think they've nerfed takedowns over the years. It doesn't mean as much if you're not passing the guard, have heavy offense from the top, submissions, whatever.
But some of these guys don't understand, like even like when people are attacking from the ground, submission wise, and doing all these submission attempts and actually
Yeah,
being
that's
active.
points. It should be points, more points than what it is.
You know, and so a lot of it, I think, if you have people that are actually experienced, that have actually fought in the MMA world, then you have less bad calls, especially if you have a good group. Even if, let's say, it's 5 to start off with. If you can get 5 people to agree, majority can agree that this fighter won, then hey, guess what? Most likely that fighter won. And especially if it's somebody respected, if you have like a Henry who's not watching his own fight, he's watching someone else. You got some of these guys of this caliber that are just willing to spend some time to the commission, because I believe the judges are under they work for the commission.
Right.
Then you can, not only do you expand, let's say economically, if you're trying to grow this brand of MMA, you're helping your fellow fighters that fought for you or that have put their bodies on the line to compete for a sport that's still very new and growing. And you get people involved that actually know the sport, man, that actually know what's going on in there, instead of guys that are about to go do a boxing match that don't even know what boxing is like, because none of them have ever stepped in a ring and thrown a punch a day in their life.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see their credentials. What are you saying, TJ? Or Tony? Tony?
Huh?
What are you saying, Tony?
Oh, as long as these athletic commissions are running the show, nothing be able to change. It would have to be somebody doing something independent or somehow like that.
Yeah.
I like to think UFC has more power to do what they want, but
I don't think so.
Nah, they have to adhere to the commission, and Nevada's their number one commission that they're doing they do a lot of their fights with. So it's rough. I mean, think about it. It's an institution that's been around for how long? Like, it's gonna take a lot for them to fucking be like, yeah, okay, well, we'll change what we've been doing for decades upon decades of decades. So,
that, or either you got to start exclusively fighting on reservations where there's no commission.
That'd be different.
They were gonna do that fight at Tachi Palace because it's on reservation, and
to supersede,
they wouldn't have a commission.
Yep.
I don't mind these Apex fights. Apex is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the Apex more than the empty arena.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yes.
It's not because it's not as empty. Like that shit was that shit was sad when I first saw it.
And the smaller ring too.
Yeah.
And people have to engage a lot more. They can't,
Can we stick to the smaller ring?
Stipe don't want that. Stipe don't want that small ring, bro.
Of course you don't.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
He said he don't want to fight.
Stipe wants a striking only match.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta adjust, man. You're a champ. You'll adjust.
Yeah.
Out of here. I don't
You beat him last time. Just beat him again, bro.
Beat him again, bro. If DC don't block, if DC don't take care of the body, bro.
Oh, he ain't got to worry about the body. He just shooting doubles all day, bro. Singles and doubles, bro. You better hit him with the fucking Dagestani handcuff, bro.
Hey.
Which is crazy because like DC ended him in one round. People blame the eye poke for that, which I don't think played the factor.
I don't know, bro. Like somebody stabbed me in my eye, they could definitely knock me out afterwards.